Yo, 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 what's up, Chicago? And welcome back to episode 565 of Speak Your Mind Radio. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Queen Star, aka Ms. Hip Hop. And today is a special edition episode of Hip Hop News with a Z. I got my friend and my homeboy here, trained from the DMV area. We're gonna be discussing a slew of topics, like from the Tamar Braxton story to the Lil Nas X story. And we're gonna be talking about some albums that just recently dropped from Freddie Gibbs and The Alchemist called Alfredo 2. And then we got the new joint Offset Kiara. Okay. And then so just stay tuned and watch us flow. What's up, Train?
How you doing? How you been?
I've been good. How about you?
I've been doing all right this week, hanging in there, trying a couple new things or whatever. Went to this new breakfast spot called Rise Up around here, or whatever. Had some coffee. It was pretty nice, whatever. I think I got it on YouTube.
Yeah, I did see that joint on there, and I was like, that looked like a cool little breakfast spot to hit up, especially when you just chilling and everything.
For sure, for sure.
So, what's been on your playlist lately? What you been listening to?
Recently, as far as something to get my adrenaline pumping, uh, the nudie joint with Project Pat, 21 Savage, most definitely has been getting me going, get the blood flowing a little bit. But then on the chiller side, Isaiah Falls has most definitely been in my playlist.
Oh, I never heard of that artist before. What's his name?
Isaiah Falls.
What's the name of the song?
One of the songs is called Florida Baby.
Hmm.
I believe I shared that one as well.
Okay. All right. That sounds cool. I do know that Young Nudie Ice T song. I like that joint too because I ain't gonna lie, Project Pat, he brought that song to life more so because of his down south flow and his impeccable rhyme scheme, just the way he rapped. Like I don't know no other rapper that do it like he do it. You know what I'm talking about?
It's funny that you would say that about Project Pat because he most definitely is a good example of a lot of people. You can imitate whatever you want to imitate, but then when you hear the originator do it, when you hear the person that originally does it do it, oh, it comes across different. So every time I hear Project Pat come across the beat, you're just like, yeah, this is yeah. It doesn't matter what anybody else does on here after this. We're here for the hook now. No, he did the hook, where we're here for the hook now.
Yeah, yeah, facts, facts, facts. Speaking of facts, here's a little fun fact. Did you know Project Pat, he retired from gangster music, so to speak, you feel me, to being like a minister to not youth advocates, but people like this in jail that did like wrong things and they want to repent. And he's trying to like, have them follow God so they can live a better life. And I think that's really cool or whatever because he got that idea from his dad. His dad was an ordained minister. So, and then Project Pat had a spiritual awakening like in 2020. And I like, that's so cool, man.
Listen, just because we're speaking of that area, shout out to 3 6 Country Black. I saw him. Well, the last time I see him was on a Memphis challenge, and he killed it. So shout him out.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out. Um, okay. Well, let's see. I've been listening to Joey Badass, his song Dark Aura.
Hmm.
And that song came out August 29th, 2025, obviously. And I think that was the best song to drop right before his album Lonely at the Top. You feel me? I just think it was the best album to drop. I mean, the best album, the best, the best song to drop right before that because they pushed his shit back from August 1st to the 29th, and that was bogus, like really bogus. You feel me?
How, how far back did they push it?
To the end of the month, from the 1st to the 29th.
What?
Yeah. with no explanation from his record label.
Yeah, that's dirty work.
For sure, for sure. But
Never
it's
want to see somebody get their shit pushed back.
right, is exactly in any aspect, right? So my thing is, it's always I'm telling you, it's always a blessing in that delay because either it's redirection because due to alignment, or it's because, which this is my opinion, all these albums that dropped beginning of August, like Jonas Lucas, ADHD 2, Tyler the Creator, Don't Tap the Glass. I mean, all these albums that was coming out, rolling out, it would have felt like Joey Badass album would have got drowned out. You feel me? And then the Clips album came out too. So I think this was the right time for the album to drop, even though it's a whole bunch of other albums that dropped too, but he just fits better in that category of music to me.
Do you feel it was the possibility that it does have something to do with timing, but the music industry sees the shift. So a lot of those artists at one time that were kind of getting their stuff sitting on the shelf because they were saying that it wasn't commercial. Now that they see that the tide is kind of changing, they're kind of letting them get some free will. Do
Yeah.
you think that could possibly be something?
Um, Something like that. I think they got free will to do what they need to do, but as long as you're under a record label, you're not gonna have that much freedom, creativity wise, to do things like that. Like he couldn't go back and forth with his label, like why you ain't dropping on the first versus the 29th, and they really not giving him an explanation. But I think it worked out best in the end.
Yeah, but not even necessarily the back and forth, but just as far as for the genre. Like, um, ever since everything happened with Kendrick Lamar, in all honesty, the shift that kind of had the industry even
Mm.
before with people like Ab Soul when they would try to put out albums. You were hearing about a lot of artists. You're doing something that's abstract and not necessarily going to hit that bottom line. So they would like kind of sit them on the shelf so they don't get the albums that attention. Could it be more so now that they were just looking at it like, hey, yeah, this is the perfect time to get out of his way right now because this is the swing that the music is going on. And that possibly I feel like we will see a lot more, at least within this next year, of artists coming out within that fit. I mean, we already have, you know, honesty. Well, we had Chance the Rapper just dropped as well,
Yep, Starline for sure.
and you know that's an eclectic album as well. That's not necessarily an area-driven album. So
Facts.
hopefully they're just getting the drift.
Yeah, they get in the drift, and that drift is become more independent. You know what I'm saying? You don't need no record label. Um, okay. So let's get into some of this hip hop news. Dang, it's a lot been going on. Did you hear about the Tamar Braxton story? She was hospitalized after a serious accident the weekend of August 16th through the 17th, and she was found in a pool of her own blood supposedly, and she had missing teeth, a fractured nose. Did you hear about that?
I heard a little bit of something about that on the Breakfast Club.
Right. So backtrack. Do you think that that really was just a PR stunt that she pulled? Uh-oh.
I can't answer a question like that because in my heart, I would want to believe that a human isn't going to go to those lengths. You know what I mean? To fake bodily injury for 15 minutes of fame. Because that story is not even just in the headlines anymore.
Right. Right.
I
I
don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's more sadder that I don't know what to believe. It
I
was a point in time when I could have seen this article and just took it for what it was. But the fact that there are other people that have credible sources that believe that it could possibly be a hoax is just I let it pass me in the news cycle. So the question comes, what do you think?
well, based off the story itself, I think it possibly could have been another one of her antics. I think she been going through it since like she tried to take her own life in 2020, and her family, her sisters, even say that she's attention seeker, and she is because at one point when she was in the hospital, she showed a picture of her hooked up to IVs and stuff, and her fans asking her like, "Are you okay? Like, what happened?" And she will reply, "Mind your business." Well, why post it then? You know what I'm saying? Because you're trying to attention seek. That's what you're doing.
Yes. Yes, this is true. Um, it's still a hard one for me with that one on attention seeking. So I would say this: if she was so terrible of an attention seeker, she was singing half of the backup vocals, majority of the backup vocals for Tony Braxton on her first few albums. You never just seen her be like trying to shoot on the sister until she finally got her chance to sign. I'm just saying. I'm not saying that she wouldn't or couldn't do it, especially nowadays because of the way that popularity is kind of leveraged. But still, there's just to knock your teeth out like on some play shit. Oh man, nah, yo, I can't believe she was just sitting around freestyling like that.
I mean, that you know what? There was another story in Hollywood, Holly Berry. She had her hearing like taken away, like not, it's like damaged because somebody knocked her in her head in Hollywood, and she wouldn't say who it was. So everybody thought it was her ex-husband that had done that. And
Yeah, I'm
she,
gonna hit to that one.
yeah, I'm saying like stuff like that could happen. Maybe, she
But
did get
but
her
but
teeth knocked
listen,
out.
but that's different though. What she did was trying to lie by omission. You didn't lie on them, but you didn't say nothing when you know it could have just been easily of you just being like, no, it wasn't this guy. That shit is some thin line between love and hate shit where you beat yourself with an orange.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And then you laying in the hospital bed being like, oh my God, why is this happening to me? That's a different level of crazy.
yeah. I hate to say
Oh man. I don't want to listen, yo. If that is the case, they need to get back into the church. You know what I mean? They need to get back with their mom, get back into the church. It's like, man, they got some demons, man.
that. Right, right. I feel you on that. But I mean, I it's just safe to say that it probably possibly was a PR stunt because it was circling around her album that was supposed to come out, Heartbreak Retrograde, and she had so much backlash from that story that she said that she's not releasing the album. Well, if you're not releasing the album and the story was true, then what's the problem? You feel me?
I just would feel like even in my mind, like at some point, like I mean, I guess not when it comes to ideas and shit, like you would see, like you would figure that that wouldn't work. Like that's not really a thing right now anymore. Being able to do that, like once people get hip to it, it's pretty much cooked. Everybody's already kind of hip to the oh man, this is kind of a stunt. This is the stunt. Even to get to the ever story. You know what I mean? As soon as something happened, people will smell it all over. So I would hope once again to be like, all right, you wouldn't be that stupid to think that even that would work for you.
Yeah, those are facts right there. I don't think she thought that one all the way through at all. But moving on to another crazy ass topic. Lil Nas X, like he, I don't know, he was arrested August 21st, 2025, after being spotted like walking down the street basically naked and allegedly charging at police officers. So my question is, I know you know the story already. Do you think that this young man was really on drugs, or was he just possibly having a mental breakdown, like his father said? Um,
I said I don't know about Tamar, and then I had a bunch of shit to say.
oh,
In this situation, I can truly say I don't know. I don't know everything that he does. When they say he not on drugs, make me think he on drugs.
Mhm.
So I feel like he might have just been in his regular state, like
Mhm.
they put that on him as well with the he had some music dropping. So possibly this was a stunt before the music dropped. I
Yeah,
don't know.
that's crazy. Like that's crazy because the reason why I say it's crazy, you did all that for attention around some new music that's dropping, and in reality, his mom is homeless on the streets in Atlanta due to her drug addiction. So you see the correlation here. Like the apple don't fall too far from the tree.
Yeah. So possibly he has an addiction problem. It's
Mm-hmm.
one of those like it's hard sometimes with speaking on these people at that distance because it makes it where though either I need more of your backstory to make a have a credible opinion about it. Or you just gotta be like, you know what I mean? You was it's bad enough to say that in the world that we're in, him walking down the street in the drawers shouldn't have been the problem. That shouldn't have been a reason for anybody to call the police. With the with the things that people are wearing nowadays, that shouldn't have been the cause for alarm. That's the first thing. So to feel like people were calling the police because they just saw that is kind of weird. You know what I mean? All right. But it's just too weird. Everything seems so weird nowadays. You know what I mean? Everything got a little stink on it.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to distinguish what the truth really is, especially nowadays in this weird Hollywood type style, you know? I think what he did when his new music dropped, he can redo that in his video. And so people, I don't know. I don't know. I just think it's messed up though, because now he got to attend an outpatient drug rehab program for allegedly having drugs in his system and calling it some type of overdose or something. And I guess he's going to get the help that he needs because that's just messed up.
I mean, at the end of the day, so then it's a good thing. On either shoe, it's a good thing. If you're saying that his mother has drug problems, that means possibly it could run into his system. You know what I mean by genetics, or he'll be predisposed to being an addict. So he's there. Hopefully, he'll get the the help he needs. You know what I mean? And then if he's just playing around with it, then you still learn your lesson for getting to sit in the jail in this communal jail for a while and not move around.
Right. Basically. He was in there for like 4 or 5 days, but anyway, let's just move on from that story because I'm kind of ready to get into some music. Ain't you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'm using my phone real quick. All right, so as y'all know, Offset's new album, Kiara, came out on August 22nd, 2025, and the album is actually named his real name, his government name. And the album is so freaking awesome. It's dope because the whole setup with the therapist, like he made a video for every freaking song. And it's just wild. Like, I don't know. I love it. I watched all of them and I'm just like, dang, this boy really is getting in his feelings, getting his stuff out, because he just is. So did you hear the album yet? And what were some of your standout tracks?
Um, yes, I did listen to the album. For me, the Offset and Gunna, different species. Um, I liked that track most definitely. It was a good track for me. Um, he had the other track on here with Wife and Lucci, comeback. That was well, it was like a comeback track to me. Whereas though when I heard it, I was like, all right, this is kind of a motivational get back to it. You know what I mean? You can't beat me down type vibe or whatever. So I enjoy that song as well. But most of the song, I mean, is terrible as it is, he has a consistency with him. You know what I mean? So when I was hearing, I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. It stayed true to the vibe of what he usually does.
Yeah, most definitely. I do like Offset. I like his style. I like his music. Not just because he was married to Cardi B, but his um his last album, shoot, we got 10 minutes. Hold on. Cause I ain't gonna say all this in one breath, but his last album that came out was dope or whatever. So I do follow him and everything like that. But it's just this album speaks volumes. One of my standout tracks was Never Let Go featuring John Legend. That was I think is the 16th track. And it was dedicated to the Migos member Takeoff. And his death date is coming up November 1st when he died in Houston at that bowling alley. And it was the perfect time for him to roll out, you know, his feelings because his last album he didn't have no dedication to Takeoff, you know, because I
Yeah,
think he was still mourning, you know.
yeah,
Um, I like the line in which he says, "Hard to see my nigga in that grave. This shit crazy. I give all this shit back just to get you back. Tatted on my back. Know you got my back. The chains and the ice don't amount to that. Lost my nigga, lost my dog. I can't handle that." Like it's really heartfelt because like I said, I just said it, like he was going through a lot. He lost his wedding ring. He said that in the song. He had nobody to talk to about that, you know? When when Takeoff died, he was still married, you know? Whether the shit was fucked up or not, he was still married. And it's just like you want to call your best friend on the phone and tell them like, I'm really going through it, bro. Like I need your assistance. I need you to have my back. You feel me? Um Yeah, that song, like I said, really touched me. But my second standout track would have to be Love You Down. Um I love this particular track strictly for the 1986 Love You Down sample by Ready for the World. And I think this track had like three different producers on it, and one of them was London on the track, and he produced the whole discography for Summer Walker because that's her baby daddy. And but they're not together now. But anyway, that's just to show you the production, the amount of production work that went into this album, so to speak. So yeah. um yeah, that's those are my two favorite songs.
also good. I didn't even think about it. I also got the song on here with Key Glock, Run It Up.
Yeah.
I did like that joint too. I did like that. I did enjoy that song too. I see he took a couple of little jabs on there or whatever, towards Quavo. Well, people are kind of assuming that whatever was saying that he's not his brother inside of the song. But the vibe of it once again was consistent to the energy that he usually gives off. Um, it was funny that you said something about the song that he did for Takeoff because I do feel like it was a classy move, most definitely not to put it on that album right after he passed away. You know what I mean? Because if you did, I feel like people would or could have the room to look at it like you're trying to capitalize on it.
Hmm.
So to see him put it on a later album and still do it, I think that was a classy move.
Yeah, most definitely a chess move, in my opinion. Whether it happened naturally through the alignment of the universe or his record label said, "Yo, you should blah blah blah," whatever. But yeah, and then also to keep his memory alive too, because that shit was back to back, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. But y'all, we gonna do a part two because let me see. I think we only got like 3 more minutes on this joint, and I don't want it just to cut off or nothing like that. So The part two, we're gonna be talking about Freddie Gibbs and the Alchemist new album Alfredo 2. So we'll be back. I love y'all. Peace.
We'll be back soon.
Okay, so we just talked about the Offset album, and we also got the Freddie Gibbs album for us to talk about. Excuse me for looking down because I wanted to read off of these notes to make sure that this small amount of notes that I did right, I'm saying them correctly. So, born 1985, you feel me? 43 years old. Oh shoot, that was a song. My fault. 1985 is the name of a song for something else. It ran together with my notes. He's the age 43. He has over 27 albums that he's done. He also has done a couple movies, Down with the King and a True Crime. I've seen Down with the King. That was actually a good movie. Um, he's been over 8 TV shows, which I wasn't aware of, that he's actually been doing that much acting over the last few years. So that was actually kind of fire to learn that out about him. This is his last album that we're going to be talking about, and he just did it with The Alchemist. The Alchemist himself has also been on the tear of doing personal albums with people over the last few years. So, what do you think about the album? Did
Um,
you?
no, I heard the album. I'm still listening because it's that good. And as a matter of fact, I want to give both Freddie Gibbs and the Alchemist their woods, not flowers, because flowers die over time, but woods, forests, they grow and they continue to grow as long as man don't cut them down. You feel me? The concept, the theme, it was on point. Meaning, I like the Japanese influenced flutes and sounds throughout the album. I like the smooth transition between each song. Um First of all, The Alchemist is going to get some type of award or something for being like one of the top heavy hitter producers in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Just based off this album alone, because he like took one sound and he transluted it into the next sound. So it's like a wave and it don't stop or whatever unless you stop the track. But it really is really that type of vibe. And I like the Spanish terms, they got in there too, like oh God, I can't even say it. Empanadas. There you go. Stuff like that. I don't know. I was peeping all of that and I just love it. I love the album. It was really, really cool. What'd
It's
you
funny
think?
you said that. Honestly, I like the whole album myself. At the end of the day, anything that Alchemist does, I'm usually going to be a fan of since I grew up in that generation of hip hop itself anyway. But then I also see how he's blending himself in with everything that's going on right now and not necessarily you're not adjusting your sound, but more so the way that you're sending the sonics, more so like what you were saying with the waviness of it. The way that he's adjusting that and more instead of having more of the abrupt beats like he was doing when he was doing stuff with Mobb Deep and stuff. The song Mar-a-Lago that was on here, that was probably one of my favorite songs on here. I would have to say I listened to it a few times over and over again. Um, Honestly, for the majority of the album, what you were saying as far as it being tied together, if I had to say you had Offset album, it's like grown fun music. But then you had the Freddie Gibbs, and it was like grown as when you listen to the Freddie Gibbs, I want a glass of Henny with ice in it and a cigar. Compared to when I listen to Offset, you know what I'm saying? I want a blunt with some back or with a pack of backwoods. You know what I mean? I'm trying to roll up. I want to stand up outside of the car and listen to that. So to listen to it, like once again, it was a good vibe. And then, like you said, even the consistency of, I believe, if it was the Mar-a-Lago song, if I'm looking down the list, or maybe it was the song that he did with, no, not the Anderson .Paak one. The one with Larry June, the song that he did on here with Larry June. It reminded me of like a Earl Sweat. Maybe that was just because Larry June reminded me of Earl Sweatshirt.
Oh wow.
He has that slower, like a slower cadence when he's rapping, like talking through it. But the skits, those little, he had the one from the Baby Boy being in there. It just, yeah, 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 yeah. It felt new but nostalgic.
Hmm. For sure, for sure. Kind of like the vibe I was getting from oh my god, Sangri-La. Sangri-La was one of my personal favorite joints.
Like I wrote that one up. No, I didn't.
I had to look up what Sangri-La meant. It was like it means like personal utopia, you know. And I ain't gonna lie, the Alchemist did his thing on this track. Like I said, very smooth. It was a compliment to the artist, Freddie Gibbs. Man, it was tight. So in Sangri-La, I like on Alfredo too when he goes, I like the pimpin' type vibe. I mean, no, I like the pimpin' type vibe in this song because the bars they hit hard, especially like the pre-chorus and the actual hook down to the verse, the second verse. So anyway, he's like, now I wonder if I ever crossed you or lost you, would you ever set me up, wet me up? Yeah, you a sneaky bitch. How many licks, ho? How many tricks, ho? How many dicks, ho? Bitch, I don't want to know. Girl, this ain't your first trip. You been around before. Fuck some rich nigga, fucked up the town before. Bitch, your heart was already broke. I picked it up off the flow, so I can't be responsible. This shit was optional. I was thinking about taking it in and just keeping one bitch, but that shit was illogical. Like, damn. Talk about the perception of the point of view of a male when they trying to talk to somebody that's already been around in a relationship, fucking other niggas. I'm sorry, excuse my language, but I'm just based off the song. And in the back of their mind, they're like, oh, she a sneaky one. Like, I can't trust her. You know what I'm saying? Who's to say you ain't gonna set me up? That,
Yes.
yeah.
It's funny to hear you use this word that you chose because I actually wrote something down here at the bottom. That was also because of listening to the offset and listening to the contrast. Player shit and pimp shit. Offset, it was some player shit. Cause more so you're still indulging in tricking. Your music still indulges in you being like, yeah, fuck you, but I'm still gonna spend all my money on the next ones. Compared to when you hear Freddie Gibbs, like you said, it is more of a I've been hurt. Now,
Mm-hmm.
this shit's not gonna happen. But I still love you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more that pimping approach. So once again, that was funny that you even used that word because I was like, I'm not gonna say this. Because maybe using the word pimping, because even when I try to look up the definition to compare them, I was like, it still has a bad connotation about it. It still has a bad look about it. So, but yes, that is the energy. It is the energy and not necessarily the act of pimping.
Exactly. Exactly. And you know what I'm saying? It's slightly toxic the way he was spitting the verse, but was he lying though? Like, honestly.
But see, but that's what makes it pimping because pimping is doing it while telling the brutal truth. When they're going at the female, they're like, "Look, I'm going to take it." Like he's not convincing her that she's going to get some of the money. A player is convincing you, "Oh yeah, 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 we're going to be in this together." And the whole time he's doing pimping shit.
Exactly.
But once again, fire album. Oh, that's how I had the 1985 because the song that I was listening to with the Earl Sweatshirt kind of style to it, the one with Larry June, reminds me of the 1985 song that him and the Alchemist and Freddie Gibbs did about 5 years ago.
Hmm.
And it has an it has a little movie and everything to it too. But once again, seeing that and then seeing what they've done now, it's just it makes sense. It makes sense, and it's nice to see little stuff like that happen as well. Whereas though you're like, they probably caught a nice vibe together and it made the situation happen. But if you haven't got the chance, check out the 1985 song as well.
I'm already on it. I'm gonna check that joint out as soon as we get off here. Um, yeah. Let's see. Oh, I forgot to also mention how much I love the subs, meaning Freddie Gibbs was throwing shots at a whole bunch of artists, like people he even worked with before in the past and had discrepancies with. You feel me? Such as um the
I
track
thought you were gonna let it go.
you thought I was gonna let it go?
Yeah. I was like, oh, go ahead, go. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Okay, good. Empanadas, that joint was crazy. He took shots at Jim Jones and Benny the Butcher. And he was referencing Jim Jones to a reported fight that happened in Miami in 2021. Plus, Benny the Butcher, he was alluding to the 2022 altercation in Buffalo, New York, by saying in this line, smacked smacked him in Miami. His boys jumped me. He played it safe. Bitches in Buffalo get the same thing. They was throwing plates, limped away on his good foot, but he ain't bust a grape. These niggas fake, still documents, still popping it. Fuck the certified crack babies. Come get your mama hit. Shit ain't selling. They gotta resort to drama shit. Fuck these love and hip hop niggas. I'm like, damn. He just went all the way in. He wasn't letting nothing go.
No, no, no. I
I'm
think his best joint has been even with a lot of the stuff that he's been facing, uh, with Benny the Butcher, the thing with the baby mother and everything else. He been in motion the whole time, so it doesn't look the same. They don't. The blows that they were trying to send him doesn't look the same. They don't look the same.
Wait, what do you mean they don't look the same?
Like the disses that Benny the Butcher and them were sending his way, or like the little things that they were doing. Even like I said with the baby mother, I think Benny the Butcher had got the baby mother wrote a verse for her. She went ahead and
Yeah.
rapped that or whatever when they did it on the track. Uh, but once again, while all this is happening, he's acting in shows. He's doing you like you know what I mean. It don't really hit the same, and then especially when he's having that energy on these songs.
Yeah, yeah,
He's not coming with it with a oh my god, you like hey yo, it'd be like that.
for sure. For sure. Um, like I said, the album was incredible. Even the little details, like the skits and stuff that's in it, like that I didn't pick up on, so to speak, but I picked up on a whole bunch of other stuff too. I want to say I want to give honorary honorable mention to I think it's called Gold Feet. Yeah, that joint on the album. I don't know, like the way his cadence on it, the way he's spitting, like it make you think like damn, like I'm gonna have to go back to that word again, but he's just really pimping on the track again, you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Like he telling you straight out, like I'm just here and I ain't trying to give no body no ring. I'd rather put gold rims on my Chevy Caprice. You know, I'm like, oh my God.
since you gave your shout out, I'll give my shout out was for the Anderson Paak joint, the one he did with Anderson Paak on it. I don't look if you notice I'm saying the name of the song and the feature. I'm saying the feature with it because the name of these songs. When y'all look at his playlist, y'all, the name of these songs, I do not want to butcher them, but the name of the Anderson Paak when I can't say it. Ensalada,
Ensalada. Yeah, that's salad in Spanish.
ensalada.
Hmm.
It's a lot of what?
Ensalada is Spanish
It's a
and
lot of what?
salad. Salad.
It's a lot of salad.
Yeah, that's what it means. Salad. Ensalada.
Anyway, you don't want to have that air in there.
Right. That's funny. Okay, 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 okay. Yeah. Period. Um, Let me say, go ahead and move on to wait, are we done talking about Freddie Gibbs and the Alchemist, Alfredo too?
I am if you are, man.
I said my two favorite joints, and I do a third one in there too.
Yeah, I gave my 2 cents.
Okay. So y'all out there, thank you for listening. But I want to say before we head out, I actually want to say on this day in hip hop, September 5th, 2025, quote unquote, but the release of a hit single by young MC Bust the Move from his double platinum album Stone Cold Rhyming in 1989 came out. All right, that was on this day in hip hop, September 5th. Bust the Move won a Grammy for Best Rap Performance in 1990 and became a lasting pop culture hit. You remember that song, Train? They Bust the Move. Well,
Yeah, that's classic.
yeah.
Uh, uh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that song is so dope to me. Um, but yeah, I don't know, I really enjoyed this conversation. It was fun, and I think I want to leave off with a song. I just discovered it because I'll be looking at new songs all the time, but it's by Chucky and it's called My World. I don't know what it is about this song, but it's hitting. And it's from a different generation, but it's hitting and I love it. So check that song out, everybody. Chucky, My World.
I'll be sure to check it out as soon as we get off here as well.
Hell yeah. And I got that 1985 joint to look up with Freddie Gibbs.
Surely, surely.
Yeah. So thank you guys so much, Chicago, for tuning in. You know what I'm saying? Make sure to look out for Hip Hop News episode 3 coming out. I don't know when yet, but just look out for it. You'll know when it's coming out. Okay. I love you all so much. Peace out and talk to you later, Train.
Appreciate everybody for stopping through. Thank you, Miss Hip Hop Star, for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. Anytime.